It is Ryan Litt. He's with us. Ryan, how you doing there, partner?
Hey, good. How are you doing?
Fantastic. You're ready to go for Vegas round 3?
Yeah, we're all ready to go. Truck and trailer's actually in Winslow, Arizona right now. So,
Nice.
yeah, all the hard work's done, and we're flying out Monday, and yeah, we're excited to go.
Ryan, I think it was, August we had you on last, coming off the win at Berlin in your sprint car. You still had a couple of races to do from there to here. How has the balance of the season been heading into Vegas?
We ran really strong this season. We had a big win at Kalamazoo, big win at Berlin, and then the majority of the other races we were pretty much on the podium or top 5. I think our worst finishes here was 4th. So, yeah, it was overall a really strong season. So, yeah, we're just kind of looking to carry the momentum into Vegas here.
Does Kalamazoo, well, definitely Berlin, but does Kalamazoo sort of, I don't know, compare, if you will, to Vegas? Or what track compares to Vegas? I know you've been on it. You've had limited success. Damn near won yourself to race a couple of years ago. Do any of the other tracks that you've been running on this year sort of equate to a Vegas?
I would say the closest one we raced on would be Owasso, but it's still not really the same. Vegas it's a 3/8, but it's kind of got a long straightaway and sort of a tight corner, and both ends are a little bit different. So there's nothing really super comparable here, but yeah, I would say Owasso is the closest probably.
When you target something like that, Ryan, you have been on so many different racetracks. You were a speed demon. Know exactly what you're doing behind the wheel, but how do you approach a race like this? The sprint car end of it's going to be a longer than normal race, I would think. How do you attack something like that? Do you got to do it like an elephant and slow bite it?
Yeah, I mean it's the biggest race we run all year with the most competition. So I think, and it's a 3-day event, so it starts Thursday with the open practice. You really want to try to get your stuff dialed in as quick as you can. And everything is fairly similar to what we do in the Midwest, but like I told you before, we run different tires out there. So there is a little bit of I don't want to say learning curve, but you got to kind of adjust some things. So yeah, it starts really Thursday, getting the setup dialed in. Then Friday, you really got to put yourself in the right position to be able to do good in the race. So you got to qualify basically top 12, and then you want to win your heat race to get locked back into that redraw. So yeah, there's some steps you got to take in order to put yourself in the right position for the race. And then, yeah, like you said, the race is 100 laps. We normally do 30 or 40 laps. So there's a whole other strategy involved with that too. You kind of want to save your equipment, I would say, for the first 50, and then that red flag comes out and you get the opportunity to put on a right rear tire. So I think it's important to save your equipment a little bit at the start and save your right front as well, because you don't get to change that, right? So yeah, and then the last 50, I would say you put on that right rear and it's pretty much go time from there. So yeah, it's a little bit different from the the shorter races we run here in the Midwest.
And I guess object number 1, stay on the lead lap for the first segment, and then you're really going to start ratcheting up and dialing it to go. When do you hit that switch, or does it depend on how the race is playing out? Do you sort of save it for 20 to go? Is it 25 to go? Where is the magic line that Ryan Litt says, okay, she's go time, and I'm going to put it all on the line?
Yeah, that first year we qualified 7th, and my plan going into that was to try to get up into the top 5 or top 3 in the first half, and then kind of ride around from there. And then, yeah, you get that new tire on and tweak the setup a little bit. And then I would say, 25 or 30 to go, you're pretty much going flat out from there and trying to put yourself in a position to win.
So we're still pretty well a week away, short a day, so 6 days away. Are you glued to the forecast? I know the one year it was chilly, like downright cold for Vegas. It was okay for us Canadians, but in the same respect, it's fall and we all feel it. Are you glued to the forecast? Does it make a huge difference on how, Ryan, you tackle the event?
Yeah, they've actually, each year they've moved the race up 2 weeks. So the first year we ran, it was December 2nd was the race. Last year was the end of December or November. And this year it's the first week in November. I think they've been just trying to hit it right so the weather's still decent. So it looks like it's going to be like 25 or 26 during the day and then 13 or 14 at night. That first year, like we ran there, yeah, it was like +5, +6 at night. So it was a pretty drastic change from the day to night. So setup wise, it should be kind of similar to what we run here. Yeah, it's just trying to keep up with the track and how it changes. And as you know, the sun out there is really hot, so track temp gets pretty high during the day and then falls off quite a bit at night. But yeah, should be pretty similar to what we run here.
With Ryan Litt here tonight, driver of the '07, getting set for the big show in Las Vegas. Biggest one of the year. Happens right near the end here. It's going to be dynamite. This guy knows how to win. He knows how to target these events. And Ryan towing all the way from Ontario all the way to Las Vegas. That's paramount, man. That's a long way to go. How many guys are going with you? Do you have a core nucleus crew that is every time you strap in, they're with you?
Yeah, it's we just got a small team. It's just a family-run team. So I got to thank my mom and my dad. They've been there every step of the way since I was a little kid with me. And then Beach McIntyre, Brett Milovich. They've been on my crew for a long time. And then Steve Barr from Barr Motorsports. He's actually hauling the car out there, so he's doing all the driving for us. So really appreciate him going out there for us. And yeah, we're flying out there Monday, and it's going to be a good show.
Ryan, do you ever aspire to jump into a late model, a super late model, the taxi cab, if you will, compared to the sprint cars that you guys run? Do you ever aspire to look at that and maybe do an ARCA race or a truck race? Is that sort of something that would excite you, or are those days gone and you concentrate on what you're doing?
Yeah, I think those days are long gone. When I was young and first getting into it, I had big dreams and plans. But once you get further into the racing career, you realize just how much money it takes to do all that stuff. So I'm really happy where I'm at, and I get to have a lot of fun racing my family, and still spend lots of time with my daughter and wife at home and stuff too. So yeah, I'm a really lucky guy where I'm at now.
Well, you're dynamite behind the wheel. That's why, man, I could just imagine you in one of these ARCA cars at Daytona or something. But I say that in a sprint car, everything happens so fast, right? In something like that on the 2.5 mile super speedway, you'd feel like you were just out there sitting on the couch.
Yeah, I feel like you could probably read a book going down the straightaway.
Pretty wild. See your shirt there with Mighty Max on the front of it. Super D, a guy I know, he'd be jumping right. He'd want that shirt. A lot of the guys show up at this open wheel race. There's a lot of stars that poke in on this one, right?
Yeah, there is. You got some IndyCar guys, and like Bobby Santos is one of the best. He pretty much just about made it in NASCAR. I think he ran the NASCAR Busch Series for a couple of years, and Davey Hamilton Jr. puts on the show. His dad was a famous IndyCar driver, Indy 500. Kyle Busch and his son are going to be out there racing legend cars too. So yeah, there's a lot of big names out there. Arie Luyendyk, his kid, Arie Luyendyk Jr. is going to be there. So yeah, a lot of big names. It's a really cool event to be a part of for sure.
How much new stuff is on the '07 for this race? It'd take a while. I know you're going to prepare it like you do for every race, but there's probably a little extra spin on this one. You're going so far. How do you tackle that? Like, is there a lot of new parts and pieces on the car, or do you go with the tested true ones that you're going to be able to depend on?
Yeah, so after the last race of the year, we ran a Wasso. Basically, we got back on Sunday, and then on the Monday, we pulled the motor out, and we took it right down to Gary Leach at Leach Performance Engines in Windsor there. So we always have him go over it prior to going out to Las Vegas. And, yeah, he kind of went through it and just did a full refresh and, like, put new pistons, rods, all the rings, all that kind of stuff. So he kind of went through the injection and kind of fine-tuned that because, of course, we got to run the restrictors out there, right? So he put those in and dyno and everything. So, yeah, we've started it up here, and it sounds great. So yeah, the motor's pretty much all brand new inside. And then, yeah, we just go through the car and kind of, fine-tune all the little stuff. We try to go through and just any little areas that we can to find a little speed or save a little weight. We've been doing that. So there are some new stuff on new parts in the car and stuff. It's just there's so much competition out here, right? So every little bit matters.
Well, and the excitement level from you'd want to get out there and see how it's going to perform. Did I pick anything up here or there? It's got to be some exciting times. you get the competition lined up and all in one place like you guys are going to have it in Vegas, and having the experience of now running that race a couple of times, you got to be an odds-on favorite to go out there and win this, baby.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident. You know, we've been fast the last couple of years. We just had bad luck, and it's one of those races that you know you got to be fast and you need a lot of luck. There's just, like I said, there's so much competition out there. So yeah, we had a good season this year, and I'm pretty confident in, you know, the setup that we got going on there. We got some new shocks, and like I said, the motor's all fresh. So yeah, I'm feeling good. We just need a little bit of luck and see how it shakes out.
So 2025 is pretty well wrapped up. This is going to do it. Have you looked at 26 yet, Ryan, for what you're going to end up doing? Sometimes we see them start the season out down at New Smyrna Speedway. It's been a couple of years, I guess, since we've seen sprint cars there. But who knows? Maybe they're going to fire up this year there. Would you be in for something like that? And have you got any kind of plans laid out for 26 yet?
There aren't too many schedules out right now. There's a kind of a new special series they're starting next year. It's called Race for the Million. I don't know if you heard about that or not, but basically it's a 4-race series, and between the race winnings and points fund money, it's $1 million for the 4 races. So,
wow.
Yeah, it just got announced a few weeks ago. So it starts at Pensacola in April, and then it goes to Berlin, Owasso, and then Colorado. So we're hoping to do those. I mean, it's a bit of travel. We got 2 that are right in our backyard in Michigan. Pensacola, I won at back in 2013, so we'd love to go there again. The car's really fast, and the Colorado track I've heard nothing but good things about. So yeah, we're trying to do those. It sounds like it's going to be worth it. You know, if you could run, you know, top 5 or whatever, it sounds like it's going to pay the bills pretty good. So we're looking to do that, and then probably just, you know, hit a few of the must-see races in Michigan, Ohio, and stuff like that as well too.
Trophy hunt. That's Ryan Litt's motto right there, and you do a super job at it. Competition-wise, you got cars coming from all over the U.S. and Canada. The rules package, do they have to vary, or are the asphalt sprint rules the same no matter where you go?
Yeah, no, the rules are all pretty much the same. The only thing, like I was saying before, is the restrictors, because some of the guys in the West Coast run 360s, and we run open 410s in the Midwest. So, and then like we run the American Racers here, they run Hoosiers. So it's a little bit, you know, a little bit different, but not too much. Overall, the cars are the same, and dimensions and all that kind of stuff, the weight. So yeah, it's pretty much the same.
Okay, and final question for you here tonight, and thanks for hanging out and taking the grilling, so to speak, before you head down there and go after it. It's no doubt the biggest weekend on the calendar. You're going to have 3 days to get after it. How many tire race is it? Do you get, like, is it a 4-tire, 8-tire? How many?
I believe, if I remember correctly, you get 4 sets starting Friday. So yeah, between Thursday you can run whatever tires you got for open practice, and the Friday and Saturday you get 4 sets for the whole weekend. So
yeah. Well, I've seen you go. I'm trying to remember what year it was, but you advanced through some of the last chances to get in, and of course,
last year,
yeah, and then you're into the main. I guess what I'm trying to get at here, if you have to do that, or a guy has to do that, it would be a disadvantage, right? You got more tires now, or more laps on these tires than what the other guys do that didn't have to run these last chance races and stuff. How did they address that?
Well, basically, if you make the race, you're allowed to, like, you can start with 4 new tires. So I guess it really doesn't matter that way, because you're going to be starting on 4 new tires either way. But gotcha. Yeah, it is a bit of disadvantage when you got to race all the extra laps and stuff like we did last year. We just had horrible luck. We were qualified decent. We were locked into the dash, and we got taken out last year. So then we were in the C main, and guys spun out in front of us and had nowhere to go. So yeah, just kind of crappy luck last year.
Yeah, well, that's okay. You got that out of the way.
Yeah, exactly.
Willison's going to be there, probably Jeff Montgomery, and the list is long of Canadians that you probably know all those guys. You race against them, all the big events. It's the big guns that show up. Is it like old home week when you get to a place like Vegas and you got all those guys there?
Yeah, it's just awesome because a lot of the guys, they only run the West Coast stuff, and then I'm in the Midwest mostly, and so this is really the only time I get to see them and race against them. So it's pretty cool. All the who's who is at this race, and yeah, it's really fun to be a part of.
Well, do us all a favor, Ryan. Be safe on your way out there. Get out there, have an awesome time. I'll be locked in as the rest of Canada and the U.S. will be. If you can't be at Las Vegas, you want to get to Speed Sport, lock yourself in. Get this event pay-per-view. You won't be disappointed. I can guarantee you that. And Ryan Litt is going to play a major role in this, as will some of the other guests we got coming up on the show. Ryan, be safe, and we'll be checking in. Next Sunday night, let's be partying like it's 1999 with a big championship trophy. Sound good?
Yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah, and thanks for having me on. And we always appreciate the support you give us Canadians running down south. It's awesome.
Well, you go after it. Can't wait to see how it all shakes out. Ryan Litt, thanks.
Thank you.
Yep. Oh, man, I'll tell you what. That '07 car, watch him. Watch him. The guy does an amazing job behind the wheel, as so many of these competitors do. But Ryan is he's a career asphalt sprint guy, as Aaron Willison is, and Jeff Montgomery, and these guys, they're amazing to watch. Get them all on the racetrack at one time. The show is unbelievable, and that's what we're in for.